Welcome back everybody to once again another video. And our next VHS we have for you is about Al Capone, sometimes known by the nickname Scarface. He was the gangster who attained notoriety during the Prohibition era as the co-founder and boss of the Chicago outfit from 1925 to 1931. His 7-year reign as a crime boss ended when he was imprisoned at the age of 33. Al Capone was born in New York in 1899 to Italian immigrants. He joined the 5 Points gang as a teenager and became a bouncer in organized crime premises such as brothels. In his early 20s, Al Capone moved to Chicago and became a bodyguard of Johnny Torrio, head of a criminal syndicate that illegally supplied alcohol, the forerunner of the outfit, and was politically protected through the Unione Siciliana. A conflict with the North Side gang was instrumental in Al Capone's rise and fall. Johnny Torrio went into retirement after North Side gunmen almost killed him, handing control to Al Capone. Although Al Capone expanded the bootlegging business through increasingly violent means, his mutually profitable relationships with Mayor William Hale Thompson and the Chicago Police Department meant he seemed safe from law enforcement. Al Capone reportedly reveled in attention, such as the cheers from spectators when he appeared at baseball games. He made donations to various charities and was viewed by many as a modern-day Robin Hood. St. Valentine's Day Massacre, in which 7 people from rival gangs were murdered in broad daylight, damaged the public image of Chicago and Capone, leading influential citizens to demand government action and newspapers to dub Capone public enemy number 1. Federal authorities became intent on jailing Capone and charged him with 22 counts of tax evasion. He was convicted of 5 counts in 1931. And speaking of 1931, beginning in January 1931, Ben Hecht wrote the movie script in 11 days. Until next year, that is April 9th, 1932, when Scarface was released. This pre-code gangster movie is directed by Howard Hawks, which co-produced with Howard Hughes. The screenplay, written by Ben Hecht, is loosely based on the novel first published in 1930 by Armitage Trail, which was inspired by Al Capone. The film stars Paul Muni as the Italian gangster Antonio or Tony Camonzi, the character which was inspired by Al Capone, who violently rises throughout the Chicago gangland, with a supporting cast that includes George Fabt and Boris Karloff. Camonti's rise to power dovetails with his relentless pursuit of his boss's mistress, while his sister pursues his best hitman. In a reverse tie to the life of Capone, a version of St. Valentine's Day Massacre is depicted. After purchasing the rights to Armitage Trail's novel, Howard Hughes selected Howard Hawks to direct and Ben Hecht to write the film's screenplay in 11 days. Scarface was produced before the introduction of the Production Code in 1934, which enforced regulations on film content. However, the Hays Code, a more lenient prosecutor, called for significant alterations, including a prologue condemning gangsters, an alternate ending to more clearly represent Camonte, and the alternative title, The Shame of Nation. The censors believe the film glorified violence and crime. These changes delayed the film a year, though some showings retain the original ending. Modern showings of the film have the original ending, though some DVD releases also include the alternate ending as a feature. These versions maintain the changes Hughes and Hawks were required to make for approval by the Hays office. This film is currently rated PG by the Motion Picture Association. No complete unaltered version was known to exist until the limited version of the 1983 remake of Scarface was released on October 15, 2019. Now, this film was one of the first films released on video by MCA VHS Incorporated in May 1980. This film was released on DVD on May 22, 2007, and was re-released on August 28, 2012 in celebration of Universal Pictures' 100th anniversary by Universal Pictures Home Entertainment. Both DVD versions include an introduction by Turner Classics Movies host and film historian Robert Osborne, and the film's alternate ending. On video and on television, the film maintains Hawk's original ending, but still contains the other alterations he was required to make during filming. A completely unaltered and uncensored version of the film was not known to exist until the limited edition of the 1983 remake of Scarface starring Al Pacino was released on October 15, 2019. Because last year in 2024, a new 4K restoration was created from a 35mm duplicate negative and given a 4K Blu-ray release by the Criterion Collection on November 12, 2024. And we will do the 1983 remake of Scarface starring Al Pacino. That's coming up next. But first, we are going to do the original 1980 MCA VHS opening of the classic 1932 pre-code gangster film Scarface.
from a Palermo.
You got things pretty much your own way now, haven't you, Louis?
Oh, everything is fine.
Ah, that's good. What Keats was saying just tonight.
He says that the south side of she's to get out of line. And I say, what are we going to do with the south side?
Let some of the other boys get theirs, too. I got all I wanted.
Johnny Loho, he's talking about starting something.
Yeah? He's a looking for trouble.
Alright everybody, that wraps it up for the original 1980 MCA VHS opening of the classic 1932 pre-code gangster film, Scarface. If you enjoyed, please like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you in the next video.